Hey, Dr. Josh Bletzinger coming back to you here on this topic, food strategy number 2, which is eating for energy. So let's dive right into this. All right, so energy overview. We want to eat our foods with the highest energy because not all foods are created equal when it comes to eating for energy. But what I'm going to show you here is the best animal sources, the best plant sources, and the best fats and oils to help your body produce energy. So when you look at this, I'm going to give you here the best animal food energy sources. So the best foods, the best meats that you can eat that have the highest energy content. Number 1 is going to be your fish, all right? Now, not all fish are created equal. So things like salmon, tuna, herring, some of your other white fishes, cod, those are pretty decent fishes. Now, when you get into your tilapia, that's all farm-raised fish, and so that is not good. If you email me, I can give you a source of the good fishes to eat. When you look at shellfish, you have your crab, you have your lobster, you have your mussels, you have your shrimp. Those are all very good sources of shellfish. Beef, lamb, and goat. So these are very energy-rich meats. Again, they're all not all created equal, so we are looking for quality beef, lamb cuts. All right, so we're looking for, I mean, if you can and the budget allows for it, organic and grass-fed is the absolute best, but if not, you're just looking for quality cuts of meat, especially beef and lamb. Wild birds and game, so your turkey, your pheasant, bison, buffalo, anything that's like a wild game, your deer meat, those are all very good sources of meat. And I always talk about organic eggs because your eggs and your chicken is only as good as the chicken. So if you have industrial raised chickens that are pumped with steroids and hormones and are feeding off of grains, just like the beef, just like anything, if these meats are feeding off of grains, corn, seeds, these are highly inflammatory toxic products like we talked about in video number 1. They're going to go into the system of these animals, and you're basically just eating that product. All right, so so I always talk about organic eggs. Spend a few more dollars and get organic eggs. The okay meats: farm-raised duck, pork muscle, okay, in sparing doses. Okay, pork can be pretty toxic, and we don't know how long we have to cook pork at 165 degrees to really nullify all the toxins and the viruses that can be in that type of meat. Side note. Full fat dairy products, something that I'll get into later on, but full fat dairy products, heavy whipping cream, and I'm not talking about the stuff that you pour on top of cakes or anything like that. These are small jugs of heavy whipping cream. They're pure fat. Fat's good for the system. It doesn't contribute to fat, which we'll talk about here soon, but whole milk, heavy whipping cream, real butter, those type of materials are very good dairy, full fat dairy products. And organic chickens, like I said, it's what those animals feed off of is what you're going to get for your body. So here's the ones to avoid: industrial raised chickens, steroids, hormones, the living conditions are brutal, the things that they eat off of are brutal. So, and their eggs, liver, pork liver and intestines, so we don't want organ meats. And then processed, like lunch food meats, we don't want these, especially if they're laced with gluten and nitrates and nitrites, and they're just not natural and pure. So those are your best animal foods. Plant food energy sources, we have your best and we have your avoid. So ultimately, what we call safe starches, sweet potatoes, white rice, tapioca, taro, yams, winter squash. The reason why these are safe starches, they kind of hold a dichotomy, but the reason why they're safe starches is because they're non-toxic. So they're not toxic to the body, but unfortunately they convert right to glucose. So can they spike your blood sugar? Yes. Do they have a glycemic load? Yes, they do. But they're non-toxic to the body, and we do need carbohydrates, which I'll explain here as we move on in another video. But we don't want to be in carbohydrate deficit, but we also don't want to be in carbohydrate excess. So when we use these materials, we want to use them to what your body composition, your base metabolic rate, what your body allows from the carbohydrate standpoint and from the starch standpoint. Healthful sugary plants, beets, carrots, onions, fruits, so mostly your berries. We work on a low fructose chart. If you want the fructose chart, just go ahead and email me. I'll send you the fructose chart so you know how much fructose is in a piece of fruit, because fructose is poisonous to the body, and it's 30 times more glycating to your body, A1C, than glucose is. So fructose comes in fruit, and a lot of fruit can be nasty for the body. So again, everything in moderation. And then nuts, almonds, pistachios, cashews, macadamia, and coconut. These are all your safe nuts. They're from the tree, so tree nuts are very good for you. They're great snacks. They pack a lot of protein, some fiber, some very good fats. And again, on this list is the avoid. So just a reiteration from topic number 1. Avoid the grains, avoid the legumes. Last one here, best fats and oils. So the best fats to cook with, because they're extremely stable. They're low in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, and they're very stable. Coconut milk and oil. Okay, palm kernel oil, beef tallow, mutton fat, butter, and ghee. So if you don't know what ghee is, it's clarified butter. They basically cook out the carbohydrates and the protein, so you're left with the butter fat. Extremely stable, very usable for the body. It does not store as fat. It's used as energy, and these are great to cook with. The good oils here are great for not using at high heat, so we don't cook with any of these oils, but avocado oil, olive oil, palm oil, these are great raw to put over salads. Almond butter, cashew butter are great. And then duck fat and natural raised pork lard are also good choices and sources of fats to use. And then we're avoiding these high omega, these high inflammatory vegetable seed oils, which we covered already. Pork lard, walnut oil, soybean oil, canola oil, safflower, sunflower oil, corn oil. You get the gist, peanut butter. So that's an overview here of your energy foods. And if you need that fructose chart, just go ahead and email me. But right now you've got 2 things. You've got take away the toxins and eat for energy. So look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and stay out for video number 3, which will be all on fats. We will talk to you soon.